Welcome back to another episode of the Canon on the Boomer Bus channel. I'm your host Terry, and today reviewing The Menu, directed by Mark Malloy, and starring a pretty good cast. You got Anya Taylor-Joy, you got Nicholas Hoult, you got is it Ralph Fiennes or Ray? I think it's Ralph Fiennes is the star. John Leguizamo's in there, and a couple other people. So this was a very fun movie. I really enjoyed it. And typically I don't do horror or any of that type of stuff. So I wouldn't say I don't do it. I just don't enjoy it. But this movie had been getting a lot of praise coming out of festivals and whatnot, and really good cast. The trailers look interesting. So I was like, okay, I'm excited to go see this, especially once people start saying it is a bit of comedy. And so I came in with kind of my set expectations of getting like a dark comedy / leaning towards a little bit towards horror. And it's really not. I mean, I think everybody's now saying it's a comedy thriller, which is more accurate. It's definitely no gore or anything like that. And most of the times, that's what I don't like about scary movies, quote unquote scary movies, because they lean too much on just trying to be gross and stuff. And I don't really enjoy kills and all that stuff anyway, but still. So I was expecting it's a chef, like this remote island, like, all right, we about to get, gruesome, but it didn't get gruesome at all. And then the comedy was funnier than I thought it would be. And it really had just a social message to it, which I wasn't expecting. So that was interesting too. And so I enjoyed that, and I'm going to talk more spoilers in a little bit. And so this is a light spoiler, but I would say they just made a smart decision that really saved the movie for me. Like I'm telling you, it went from, it could have been very mediocre to really great off this decision. And the first movie I think about is Get Out. Where this really small but important decision could change the movie as far as storytelling goes. In Get Out, they make this decision that, this whole experimentation, whatever, is happening all the time to these black people. And that requires you now to make this logical leap, or like it makes you ask this question, or so many questions of like, how exactly is that feasible? And this one, I was waiting for that too. I was like, okay, so these are prestigious people. Like, wouldn't people notice that they all go missing after they go there? Like, cause I'm thinking like, oh, they kill the people and make the food or whatever. But no, this movie says that this is a one-time event. That's all I'll say. And I think that helps you relax completely. Now you're like, okay, now I can just take this in because it doesn't seem too far-fetched or cheesy. It's like, okay, now I'm even more intrigued. What got us to the point for this to happen, and how is this going to go down? So the performances was great. It's a very small movie. It's only like a couple locations, but the sets look great. And they have a kitchen full of like young chefs, or sous chefs, whatever they're called. And so they all do a good job, man. It's just, it was a fun time. I mean, the Fiennes, I don't know which Fiennes it was. I think it's Ralph. Killed it. Absolutely killed it. He was great. Yeah, it was a good time. So, that's the non-spoiler. I would say I give it like a strong 87 out of 100. I give it a B plus. I had a good time, and I would definitely watch it again. I think it'll hit different watching it again, but I'll probably watch it again. Probably not in theater. I mean, I would go back in theaters. If somebody wanted to, I would go back. I'm not planning on myself, but if somebody wanted to go, I would go back. Otherwise, I'm definitely going to catch it when it's on streaming. Probably not something I'll buy, though. All right, so with that, I'm going to get into just a couple spoilers. If you saw the movie, then, continue to listen. Just because I thought it's really only one spoiler I want to talk about. There's cool parts to talk about. But the one thing I want to talk about that I cannot stop thinking about is that moment when, John Leguizamo says, like, pretty much, like, why are you doing this to me? And he was like, you want to know why you being punished? And he said, you starred in this movie and I went to see it on a Sunday, my one day off. I wasted my time, and I can't stop seeing your face. And then he said I saw like a person who doesn't love their craft anymore or whatever. But still, it was just basically like, you started this movie and wasted my day off. And then he was like, what about her? He was like, you went to Brown, right? She was like, yeah. And he said, any student loans? She said, no. Yeah, you're going to die. I was just like, that was so funny to me. That was just hilarious. And the other thing I'll say is, Nicholas Hoult, screw him. I mean, that means you did a good job, but screw him. Now I got to hate you for the rest of your life. I thought I would love him because he was Beast, and I would never, let that go. But no, all I can see him is this douchey dude now. I hate him. And the way he died wasn't good enough, to be honest. That was the only time I wanted something horrific to happen. But anyway, so that's it for me. Go down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around. Get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe. And remember, if you heard it here, it's official canon.